All right, everyone, it is Thursday. I'm Andrew Dowd, and it is time for our Happening in the Hamptons podcast, our weekly breakdown of the Hamptons market, new listings, and events on the East End. We are sponsored by New York Title Abstract, the Hamptons' leading title insurance firm. Visit NewYorkTitle.com. We have, as always, Steve Glick and Dave Rotiner, and today, return guest, Mr. Drew Green. How are you?
Good morning. How are you guys?
Good to have you back on the podcast. How are things?
Very well. Yeah, things are good.
We have a couple. You have a couple great listings. We have a new one I know you want to get to. So, where should we start? What's the vibe? How What are you seeing out there?
What am I seeing out there? I see a pent up demand for real estate out here. I think that we're anticipating a very bullish winter going into the spring. I think that what you see is a lot of people that have been invested in the stock market feel that the market has gotten a bit frothy, and perhaps we're due for a correction in real estate, or in the stock market, which will then potentially lead to a run on real estate. Mm-hmm. I've talked to a lot of investment guys over the years, and they've said historically, they say, well, why would I want to take my money out of the stock market when it's doing so darn well and put it into real estate? But in talking to those same guys in recent months, they're saying that the market's getting awful frothy, and that they're in turn looking as real estate as a potential investment opportunity. So I think that we could see a real run on Hamptons real estate here in the next few months.
Talk to us a little bit about the correlation between what's happening on Wall Street and what we see out here. How closely tied are those things?
Yeah, well, interestingly, the logic would tell you that if Wall Street's doing well, then Hamptons real estate and real estate in general should be doing well. And that's a logical assumption. But again, in speaking to the guys that know, that actually work on the street, they'll tell you a lot of times that, again, why would I want to take my money out of the stock market when it's doing so darn well and put it into real estate? They tend to, I find at least, they tend to get interested and excited about real estate opportunities when they see that the stock market is, kind of perhaps due for a correction. Yep. So again, look, I've appreciated the stock market increases over the last 2 years. It's been tremendous. But, that said, I think that real estate could be an opportunity coming up here in the not too distant future here.
What we're seeing, though, on Wall Street, what we're hearing is that the bonuses will be big this year, right?
Yeah.
Bonuses are back, and they're going to be bigger than ever. And we're seeing that people are already starting to look at real estate as an option for those bonuses. And that happens every year. So they find out that what they're getting in December, and they get funded around in February. So we're starting to see an uptick already of interest into some of these properties, even especially the high-end properties as well. We've been seeing a lot of uptick there most recently. And
it's just interesting that you're saying that, because I always thought that if the stock market was roaring, then people were like, "Oh, I got money now. I'm going to spend the money." But what you're saying is they keep it in there, and I never thought about that until just now.
At least that's
let it ride,
again.
Let it ride.
That was always my assumption that the stock, I've made all this money. Let's take some of it out and put it into real estate.
House,
and I'm sure there's some of the people do that. But again, I find that people, several times over the years, why would I want to take my money out of the stock market when it's doing so darn well? But again, in talking to these guys, I think some of them, or many of them at least, are saying to me that it's mighty high and perhaps due for correction. I don't want to jinx us. Knock wood. It's been a good run, but that could be happening.
Right.
Interesting. So what do you have as far as properties we want to talk about today?
Sure. I have a couple of properties. 28 Bayview Road North in the Bayview Oaks is a home I just recently listed. It is a 6-bedroom, 8.5 bathroom plus 2 bonus rooms that one could sleep in unofficially on a half acre. That's listed at $4.5 million. Historically, this home has been a rental home, and the owner has a tremendous rental history on it, which he'd be happy to share. I think it's a great opportunity for somebody who wants to park some money into a house that, again, has a proven track record for rental. It has quick, easy access to to Little Peconic Bay, and also a boat launch just up the street. So it's a great opportunity if you have a big family, a big group of people that want to.
It's huge.
Yeah, a big group of people that want to enjoy the house. It's interestingly enough, it's a kosher kitchen, which appeals to many. It's got 2 and 3 of everything. It's got 3 living rooms plus another sunroom. Wow. It's got, again, 2 sinks, 2 dishwashers, 2 everything. So it's really a cool home for a number of people. And again, it has a proven rental history. I think that's a great home. And then I have another property, which I'm not necessarily talking about the address just yet. It hasn't gotten signed just yet, but it will be. It is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom home on an acre, about a half-hour walk outside of Main Street, Sag Harbor Village, on a very quiet street. It's coming on at $2.5 million. Nice. It's got a pool. It's got triple height ceilings. It's a very cool home. We're going to be introducing it. The intent is we're going to be introducing it the weekend of Thanksgiving. Right now we're doing a little painting on the interior of the home, so I'm teasing it out there. If anybody's in the $2.5 million price point and like Sag Harbor and the surrounding area, by all means, give me a call. I'll be happy to tell you a little bit more about it. But until we get it all painted and new photography, which is, we got some exteriors scheduled for tomorrow, and once the painting is done, we'll get the interiors. We'll get that up and running. But that's one I'm excited about. Again, it's a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, just outside of the village at
nice.
$2.5 million.
Nice, that's great. Let's talk big picture, boss. What do you got?
Well, hot off the press is the third quarter market report. We're just posting it today on Saunders.com, and this gives a complete breakdown of all the hamlets in the Hamptons for the first 9 months of the year. For the third quarter. So it goes through year to date. So the first page you'll see is just isolated on the third quarter alone. And real quick, the home sales numbers, the sales transactions were down 15%, surprisingly, in just the third quarter. However, the median price was up 26%. And the dollar volume was up 11% in just the third quarter alone. So it's been very busy with these prices and these transactions in the third quarter, which carried over for the year-to-date numbers. So the year-to-date numbers for home sales transactions up 9%. Median price is up 7% in home sales, and now it eclipsed $2 million. It's $2.03 million for the median sale price for home sales, and the dollar volume is up 21% year to date. So we're trending to be an overall, I think it's going to round out to be about a $6 billion year here in the Hamptons based on this market report. So great information, a strong third quarter, and if you go through the towns throughout the Hamptons, you could see the breakdown of the year to date. But there was one highlight that I just wanted to bring attention to, and that was Southampton Village. Sales transactions up 64% in Southampton Village. Median price up 22%, and dollar volume was up 74%. But there was a lot of high trades there in Southampton Village. Certainly on Meadow Lane, there was about 3 of those properties over $20 million. And there was more, but there was significant transactions there. But that's what bring the dollar volume up to 74%. But if you look at the transactions, 64% up in sales transactions. So certainly a lot of activity there in Southampton Village. And you may think that, it's all the high-priced homes. But if you look, $2 to $3 million in Southampton Village was up 89%. And $3 to $5 million in Southampton Village was up 90%. So these are homes. These are a lot of transactions are happening there under $5 million right there in Southampton Village. So definitely go through this market report. Check it out. Really strong. And that's posted on Saunders.com. And people wonder, the third quarter ended weeks ago. Why are we posting it now? We like to wait 6 weeks after the quarter ends to post a report to make sure majority of the trades get recorded. So our report is pretty accurate to what really happened out there in the market. So check it out. It's a good one. But this week alone, 19 transactions went into contract from West Hampton to Montauk. Last year, there were 27. So it's a small decrease of 30%. 2 years ago, there were 18 listings that went into contract. So an increase there of 6%. The breakdown of the 19 transactions, there was 5 between 5 and 10 million, 3 between 3 and 5 million, 4 between 2 and 3 million, 5 between 1 and 2 million, and 2 under $1 million. The dollar volume was $66 million. Last year was $95 million. That's a decrease of 31%. And 2 years ago, the dollar volume was 52 million, so an increase of 27%. This past week, 19 new listings came on. So with 19 coming off, 19 coming on, there is no change to the inventory. But the breakdown of the 19 new listings, there were 2 between 10 and 15 million, 4 between 3 and 5 million, 5 between 2 and 3 million, 5 between 1 and 2 million, and 3 under a million. Inventory is at 1,867 total listings, with 1,405 active and 462 in contract. So only 1,400 listings active here in the Hamptons. So definitely not enough inventory, but inventory keeps increasing. But we're certainly still, off from years past where there was, 3,000 or 4,000 active homes on the market.
But that third quarter number seems to be consistent with what you're seeing, Drew. That things were, and I guess at this point still are busy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dave,
sounded good. Man.
It is good. It's a good report.
It's a lot of numbers.
It's a lot of numbers flying around out there.
But like you said, the market report is available on Saunders.com. So if you want to get a full breakdown of that, just check out the website.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, this weekend we have at Bay Street Theater, there's a play called Fahrenheit 451. It's running all weekend, November 14th from 7 to 9 p.m. And on November 15th, there's a matinee from 2 to 3:30 p.m. And then it also runs the following weekend in November, and tickets are just $50. And you can go there and be sure to check out Drew Green's ad over there. No, but Bay Street's a wonderful place to go in Sag Harbor, and it's a good wintertime event to do. So I recommend that. Then, if you're looking for some laughs, you can go to the Sticks and Stones Comedy Club. It's going to be at the beautiful home at the Southampton Cultural Center. That's Saturday, November 5th, 8 p.m. The showtime doors open at 7:30, and that's at 25 Pond Lane in Southampton. And then, we had such a great lunch in West Hampton Beach. You gotta give West Hampton Beach credit, man. What a great village, beautiful village there. But anyway, the West Hampton Beach Performing Arts Center is going to have a band called Warriors Rock playing, and that's November 15th from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And that's right there on Main Street with the big marquee. So you can go and check that out, and you can get tickets at the West Hampton Beach Performing Arts website right there. And then finally, we have the Southampton Animal Shelter is going to be setting up shop at Martyrs Landscaping November 16th starting at 12 p.m. And you're going to be able to adopt a dog and also look at the beautiful landscapes and flowers that they have at Martyrs in Bridgehampton. That's at 120 Snake Hollow Road from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. And you could adopt a dog like Andrew Dowd did last time we were at one of those.
What's that?
What kind of dog did you get?
He's like a mutt. He's I was told a Chihuahua and Jack Russell and something else mix. And when we got him, he was like 10 pounds. I'm like, this is cool. It's like a little dog. It's fine. You got a 60-pound dog. Now he's like 25 pounds.
Oh, I didn't know he was going to get big.
Than you were supposed to get.
That's so funny. He walked out, big smile on his face, holding him in his arms.
Wow, so much promise and potential.
Like, you made a big mistake.
And then reality sets in.
There's no more smile.
He's a good dog. He's awesome.
Nice.
I do think that rescue dogs
they're the best.
They're awesome.
Yeah, they're the best.
We also have rescue cats. They're really good too. I have too many animals, but that's for
Drew, we like to ask our guests what their favorite restaurant is. So do you have a favorite restaurant?
The restaurant my wife and I go to most frequently is probably Page. It's consistent. We get taken care of there. They're very nice to us. Yeah,
what kind of food is that? It's not Italian, right? What is that?
It's like Americana, I guess you would call it.
Yeah.
Little of everything.
Little everything? Good fish there?
Yeah, I've had some good fish there. Yeah.
Page.
Scallops.
I got to get in there.
Page, yeah, it's a good one. That's
nice and easy. Yep. Nice and easy spot.
It's a good staple. It's been there for a while.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like the bar there too.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Great.
Good.
I guess
That's what you got?
What's going on?
All right.
Sounds like a fun weekend.
There you
It's
go.
going to be a blast.
All right, Drew, thanks for joining us. We'll call that a podcast for today. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll see you next week. I'm Andrew Dowd, and that is what's happening in the Hamptons.